Have you ever been told you think too much, you are too sensitive, or why do you take everything so personally? Maybe loud places drain you faster than others. Maybe emotional conversations stay with you long after they are over. Maybe you notice small changes in people, in moods, in your surroundings that others don't even register. If this feels familiar, there's a good chance you are not imagining it, and you are definitely not alone. Roughly, one in every four people experiences the world this way, not as a problem, not as a weakness, but as a different way the nervous system works. Now, some people move through life like a filter is turned down, others move through life with the volume turned up. They feel emotions deeply, they absorb the atmosphere of a room, they get overwhelmed more easily, but they also feel joy, meaning, and connection more intensely. For years, people like this have been called emotional, overthinkers, too soft, or too intense. But psychology has a name for this pattern, and it's far more neutral than the labels we usually hear. You are listening to Manthan. In today's episode, we are going to explore the science of overthinking. Here at Manthan, we strive to bring forth the more uncommon yet deeply realistic challenges that individuals face in their everyday lives. Through thoughtful insights and psychological understanding, we hope to offer perspective that can transform the way we view ourselves. So, let us begin. What are the known facts about the trait of an overthinker? What does psychology call it? And what truly lies beneath this pattern of thinking? Let's dive in. Psychology has a name for this trait. This trait is called sensory processing sensitivity, often shortened to SPS. Now, what sensory processing sensitivity actually means? Well, SPS means your brain takes in more information and processes it more deeply. People high in sensitivity pick up on subtle details like tone of voice, changes in mood, background noises. They also react more strongly to their environment, both emotionally and physically. They spend more time reflecting before acting. They are more affected by both supportive and stressful situations. Recent psychological and neuroscience research shows that highly sensitive individuals show stronger brain responses to emotional and sensory input, especially in brain areas related to awareness, empathy, and meaning making. In simple words, it is your structure of nervous system which is more responsive. Research consistently shows that people with high sensitivity are more influenced by their environment than others. This is sometimes described as being more environmentally responsive. What does that mean in real life? In supportive environments like calm spaces, emotional safety, understanding relationships, sensitive people often thrive. They may show greater creativity, emotional intelligence, and insight. On the other hand, in stressful environments like constant noise, pressure, emotional conflict, lack of rest, the same sensitivity can turn into overwhelmed anxiety, exhaustion, or mental distress. So, sensitivity is not just about feeling more, it is something how deeply the world affects you. Next, let's talk about its advantage and the risk. Being sensitive is not just a vulnerability, it's also an advantage. Highly sensitive people often feel empathy strongly. Notice what others overlook. They form deep emotional connections. They also reflect carefully before making any decisions. They have a rich inner life. At the same time, because they process so much, they may also be more prone to stress or burnout. They sometimes easily overwhelmed by constant stimulation, more affected by criticism or conflict. They are at high risk for anxiety or emotional fatigue if they don't have support or healthy coping strategies. So, sensitivity is not good or bad on its own. Understanding your sensitivity is the first step, not to change who you are, but to work with how your system functions. The real question is not how do I become less sensitive? It should be how do I live well as someone who is sensitive? How do you protect your energy without shutting it down? How do you use depth as a strength and not a constant source of exhaustion? That's something we'll continue to explore. For now, if you have listening and quietly thinking, this sounds like me, remember this. You are not too much. You are not weak. You are responding to the world exactly as your nervous system was designed to. And learning how to balance that sensitivity may be one of the most important skills you ever develop.